So you saw the other intro, so you know it's a news video.
I didn't see any intro. You generally put that in as you're editing.
No, I'm talking to them.
You were looking at me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. No.
So you guys saw a different intro.
You saw the news intro, yes.
Okay, but I was not aware of this intro.
It has the God of War music.
I thought it was the Welcome to the Gastlecast.
No. It's not that. It's not the one that people are always asking us what the lyrics are. No, it's the song that has the God of War music playing behind it. It's very good. It's made by our friend El Selenia. He's pretty amazing.
And our regular one's really good too.
No, the regular one's great, but the news one is really great. I really like it.
It's a serious one.
Yes, it is. So in all of our news videos, we talk about poop at some point. Did you want to start off with that, end with it, in the middle somewhere, just smeared in it? Just smeared in the middle?
I think that's all that this needs. You've already done too much.
So we received an email from somebody who formerly worked at Funko, and they're telling us about changes that they're hearing being made over at Funko.
Possibly.
No, allegedly.
Yeah.
So this may not be happening. These emails, for all we know, are coming from not real people. People who are bullshitting us. The email itself is allegedly.
Okay, but let's be real. I don't think someone would be able to make all of this up.
That'd be really amazing if somebody was behind this, writing all this, making all these emails with us.
Crazy.
There's a whole network of non-former Funko employees who are just with us.
On a very serious note, I know for a fact that a lot of these people are known by friends of ours.
That, and also there's been a lot of confirmed stories that we've talked about here. But this one is a pretty hard-hitting one.
Okay.
For many reasons. First off, they thank us because of what we're doing.
Oh, well, that's very nice.
They think what we're doing is great. They're happy that we're speaking out. Our videos made them feel comfortable enough to reach out to us because they're very stressed out over everything that's happened to them in their career at Funko.
Too.
Yeah, and all the stories they're hearing.
Really quick, since you just mentioned that, I would also like to say, my idea of working for Funko in my head would be, amazing. It would be like a dream come true.
Absolutely.
But getting there and seeing all this crazy stuff, it's like night and day. What you would imagine Funko to be like and what it really is like. Well,
most people, I think, have been there a long time or were there a long time, and they're starting to see the ugliness kind of unfold.
Yeah, and I feel like, again, a lot of stuff does need to happen because they are a very large company. They are publicly traded at this point.
Absolutely.
But the reason it upsets me so much is because I feel a connection to Funko. I love Funko.
Funko family.
And I hate knowing that one of my favorite things is this dark, evil sort of corporation now.
Right. We expect it from Amazon. We expect it from Walmart. We've said that before. Mm-hmm. We just don't expect it from Funko because Funko is sort of a family feeling atmosphere. They have shirts that say Funko family on it. We've talked about this.
Yeah. And they create these little things with all of our favorite childhood memories. That's fun.
Right. Nostalgia. But hold on. So let's get to what they're talking about.
Okay. Sorry. I did a little ranting.
They mentioned that the people who were just recently let go in December 2022, they said people were asked to outsource sculpting to factories and reduce expectation of quality.
Interesting. So they're saying that the artists are expected to not expect quality work?
Pretty much. They're trying to go for quantity over quality.
Okay, I can see that. Funko definitely has upped the quantity on a lot of things, and we're noticing that the quality has definitely fallen.
Yeah.
A bit of that is expected when it comes to such mass-produced items, but I feel like I've been noticing it a lot more recently versus a couple years ago.
So this is outsourced sculpting. They're paying a lot less to have it sculpted overseas. So apparently the artists are being told to expect less in terms of skill and details to meet deadlines.
So they're having people cut corners just so that they can pump out.
They're just trying to move as fast as they can. That's what they want to do. They want to meet deadlines. They need to make the monies. It all makes sense. This is something that you would expect from a large company. They were asked to reduce paint costs with no explanation on how they were actually going to achieve it.
So does that mean less amount of colors?
I don't know. I'm assuming so. We recently saw a change with the Wednesday Funko Pop. Remember, it was supposed to be a Diamond Edition exclusive, turned into a metallic one.
Which is weird though, because in another email we were told that metallic paint is more expensive.
Right, yeah. So I'm not entirely sure. Maybe the glitter is more expensive. I don't know. There's no dotted list here that we know what costs what. We just know that those are things that we know have been changed out, like swapped.
Yeah, interesting.
Also, there was a picture going around of a Spider-Man Funko Pop, and like his chest where like the spider is and everything. I think it was on one of the newer Spider-Man Funko Pops from No Way Home. The paint job was like super messed up.
Yeah, I will say that their quality control is definitely not up to par. And not only that, but I do have a little bit of insider knowledge. I can't tell you where it's from.
Okay.
But I do know that Funko was basically sending out cases of sodas with no chase. When anybody brought it up to Funko, Funko would say, sorry, chase isn't guaranteed in a sealed case.
Oh.
When it always has been guaranteed by Funko.
Okay, so that's a completely different topic based off what we're talking about here. But yeah, that's
it's quality control.
It's quality control cutting corners.
Yeah, and the fact that Funko can't recognize it and make things right tells me that there's a problem.
And apparently there's a big fear that the sculpting portion of the artist team will be completely outsourced. So sculpting will no longer take place at Funko.
So that is a major issue. Again, I totally understand why Funko wants to cut costs. When you are any sort of company, you'd rather pay the least amount and make the most amount, right?
Right.
But here's the problem. If you're paying for cheap work, you're getting cheap work. It's going to show. You're going to be able to tell this is not what it used to be. With that being said, are they going to be able to continue to please their audience because it's going to look cheaper?
Exactly. I mean, that's the big concern, right? We collect Funko Pops because they're cheaper, little, fun items. They're miniature statues, basically.
Yeah.
And if they don't look that great and the prices continue to hike up, are we going to want to continue to buy them?
No.
They're not the same quality and they're more expensive.
Exactly.
That's not good.
No, it's really not good.
So when it comes to outsourcing, apparently all of that is coming directly from the big old B.
Big, bad wolf bee.
So with all this outsourcing, apparently that's taking away a lot of the great qualities from the art department. And apparently Big B is behind the entire thing, obviously because they want to save some money, bills. Makes sense. But apparently the pitch meetings and like the creative meetings are not like they used to be, and they're sort of going away. So people used to pitch ideas like, hey, as an example, Spider-Man No Way Home. Hey, let's make Spider-Man No Way Home. And they have a big meeting about it. They discuss maybe what they're going to go to the licensor about, like in terms of what characters they're going to make. Just all the ideas, you know, the think tank. That's not happening. So apparently all of this is coming from a completely different team now. It says the merch team is taking art online without research and pushing that as the product to be made, and the program managers are not double checking the plausibility or even if the licensor will sign off on it.
Interesting. So they're just Google image searching things.
Yeah.
What if someone like photoshopped and made a meme out of something?
Yes.
And they made it into a pop?
That's exactly what this person's saying. They're like, at any point in time, this could blow up and be like really bad.
Yeah, like, for example, what if somebody made a picture where, since we're on the topic of Spider-Man, maybe he's in a yellow suit, say.
Right.
And Spider-Man's never worn a yellow suit, but because they did a Google image search, now Funko's making a yellow suit Spider-Man or something.
I'm pretty sure Spider-Man wore a yellow suit at one point.
He probably.
I just want to point that out because I know people are gonna be like, he wore a yellow suit during the 1995 Battle Wars. I can already hear him. He fought Rhino and he wore the yellow costume and it had electrodes in his back.
Hey, Chris, I get it. Do you want to use a different example?
No, you did well. I'm just pointing that out because I know people get crazy and riled up.
He probably wore it in one comic book that nobody remembers.
So according to this, it says, every new product, plastic vinyl-wise, is chosen by preference, which leaves little room for exploration and lots of room for favoritism among artists. Artists feel they have a strong sense of the market and pop culture, but they also notice less control over what pops are made. They used to be asked to pitch new licenses and were able to essentially decide what version of the character is made. The merch team is like, they're the one going out and Googling pictures and saying we should make this, this, and this without actually working with the art team.
So I wonder what this merch team is. Like, it doesn't sound to me like they're actual fans of very much.
No.
They're just there to get stuff done.
Exactly.
Because the artists, like, I know for a fact there's a lot of artists over there who really care about certain things. Like, we brought this up as an example. I don't remember if it was on a live or another video. Reese O'Brien designed the Ghost Pops.
Yes.
He is a fan of Ghost.
Yeah.
You can look at those pops and tell that they were made by someone who cares.
Without the love and attention and appreciation for the license, how can Funko Pops or anything that you make come out looking good? Just the other day, we talked about Funko Fair, and the announcement and pre-order came out for Darth Vader versus Luke Skywalker.
Yes.
Reese O'Brien then tweeted about how Emperor Palpatine sits behind them in that battle. They specifically made that moment big enough so you could put Emperor Palpatine in there. That is a design that shows love, appreciation for Star Wars and the characters.
Absolutely.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Would we have found out about that if Reese still worked there? Like, I feel like Reese told us that because he's not there anymore. Funko never came out and said anything. Is that something Funko would have told us?
No.
Right?
Funko hasn't told us.
But isn't that weird? Like, we had to find that out through the artist who was behind it. Like, Funko never came out and said, hey, here's this piece that you should know because this might make you want to go out and buy both pieces. And guess what? When I found out about that, I bought both pieces.
You know, it's really weird that Funko didn't say anything, though, because they're so interested in the money that they could say, oh, by the way, you're going to have to buy the Emperor and this moment.
Right.
To make us more money,
Right.
and so you can put your Emperor in your moment.
Absolutely. And by the way, it might be the best combination Funko Pop set and Funko Pop that has ever been created, and Funko should be looking more into doing things like that than making all these dumb trains. The idea that that little moment and Emperor Palpatine can sit in it is brilliant. Let's see more of that.
Is.
Let's see more of that
We're
and they
not
actually
going
tell
to.
us.
We're not going to.
Of course we won't. I wish that they would listen to these creative people and let them be more creative. With Reese gone, I feel like he was a big creative. Maybe Funko would have listened to him. But since he's gone, do these guys even stand a chance? That's what makes me really sad about all this. But this line right here is probably the most important part of the entire video. So if people were to watch this video, this is the one thing I think you'd want to take away. Funko is making too many pops and no longer focuses on quality, but only quantity, which has been further pushed on the artists to focus on.
Okay, so they're basically saying, pump this out, and this out, and if it's sort of shitty, that's okay, as long as we meet deadlines.
Correct.
Man, that sucks.
I know.
Especially as an artist, because we've talked to so many of these people, former employees. They talk about how passionate they were, and a lot of people claimed that the people who were most passionate were the first ones to be let go. During the 2020 let go, what did they call it? The big purge?
Oh my God, yeah. There's so many crazy things that go on there that they actually associate like a dark name with it. So this part here is a pretty tough one. There are things going around about Big B's lawsuit situation. First, Funko admits that they bloated the stock artificially and settled for $7 million. And now the board, and especially Big B, is in a lawsuit for insider trading. Not good.
Not good.
The case of Grant v. Smith. He's asking for Big B to return all of his salary, bonuses, and expenses paid to be paid back to Funko starting as far as back as 2018. That's a lot of Big B money.
Wow, that is big. I mean, that's almost 5 years.
But they say that they believe that a lot of people on the inside of Funko feel like Big B is just looking for an excuse to cut artists. Like, that's the end goal here. And it might have some sort of association with all this money that needs to be paid back. That's why he's cutting costs.
It could. All of this, I just spit on you.
I know, thanks.
That's how shocked I am.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I wiped
it's fine.
Listen, I wiped
I've
it
had
off.
your spit on worse places.
Okay, we don't need to tell our business.
Okay, go ahead.
We're married. It's implied.
I was talking about on my ear. You kissed my ear once. Don't be dirty.
All of this makes so much sense.
Yeah.
So he's getting in trouble.
Right.
And he's having to pay all this money, so now he wants to make Funko more money so he can pay himself all of the money that he could potentially lose.
Yeah. It's hard. A lot of artists stay because it used to be so creative and had a huge focus on growing yourself as an artist and pushing the boundaries of what Funko can do. But even at the start, as soon as you leave the walls of the art team, it's a lack of understanding of what it takes to make the product. These changes are being made without the same lack of understanding. So I asked this person, what did they think about us making all these videos? Is it going to affect the team? Is it bad? Is what we're doing a bad thing? Because the last thing I want to do is hurt people. Like, that isn't what this was about. This was never about this. In fact, you know, up to this point, we've actually tried to find a job for a former Funko employee. Like, we're trying to do stuff for people. Of course, if you used to work at Funko and you're looking for work now, please reach out to us, Gastlecast@gmail.com. We'll try to do our best to hook you up with somebody. I'm sure a lot of companies will reach out to us if they know that we have a creative that's looking for work. Figpin was watching. And that's pretty cool. I just want to say that again.
That's so weird.
Yeah, big shout out to Figpin because they're amazing. I'm sure that maybe they don't watch and somebody sort of directed them to us and like, hey, check this out. But either way, that is really, really cool. And that makes me proud to do what we do. But I asked the question, is it hurting anything? And they believe that the answer to that is no. They think that we're helping and that maybe this could help with maybe some change. Maybe this will do something. I don't know. I would love to see some change being made. And I'd like to see that these people are compensated the right way and they're not losing their jobs and they're doing good work. I mean, the person that we were helping, the work that they do, that we saw,
it's beautiful.
Is amazing. And now they're working and helping us at Mischief Toys. And I just got to say, amazing. I mean, just everything. Anything they've shown me so far, my jaw is like dropping to the floor. How a company could let somebody so talented go is just so beyond me. But I think we just found our answer.
Yeah.
They're having a hard time affording it. There's a lot of problems over there right now. They have to cut corners. They have to remove people. They have to make money by using less. I mean, now puppets are their social media team. They got that going.
They're saving money on multiple social media salaries.
I mentioned before that you can't use the Muppets for the artists. You can't have a Muppet artist. It's just not going to work. But if you were going to have a Muppet artist, make it Animal, the little drummer guy.
Yeah, he's good.
I feel like that he would be a good artist. Like, he just seems like that type of dude.
I sort of feel like his parents hung his artwork on the fridge just to make him feel good. But every time they walked past it, they cringed. Like, it was one of those pieces of art where he just grabs 2 crayons and just goes like this.
Right. Well, I mean, that could be good sometimes.
Okay, so what do we take away from all of this? We've talked a lot through the video, but I think we should sort of sum everything up.
Funko's getting cheap. Their product's getting more expensive. Product itself isn't as great as it used to be. They're not utilizing the artists that they have on hand. They're pulling Google images to make all the Funko Pops.
And all of this could potentially be happening, not just because they want to make more money, but because somebody over there is in hot water.
Yes.
For doing some shady stock things. That was really hard for me to say.
This might be the most incredible portion of all the news that we've done so far. I mean, people being let go, that really sucked. We broke that news. But hearing that the inside is sort of decaying a bit, that's not good. And these artists, like, you know that they're all so talented and they're all so great and their ideas aren't being heard and they're not able to pitch ideas and things. I mean, a lot of what we have today on our shelves, on our desks, these all come from the minds of these great artists. Yeah. And we're not going to get it. So what does that mean? What are we going to end up getting? We're going to end up getting mindless, who gives a bullshit. That's what we're going to get. It's horrible. Like, do we even want to collect anymore knowing this? Like, is it getting to a point where it's no longer, like, good?
It might start to feel that way for a lot of collectors. I have seen a lot of people very upset with the way things are going with Funko. The lack of limited pieces, the quality control, all of that stuff. So that could possibly mean this. I mean, knowing what I know makes me want to not support Funko. However, we've been collecting for so long, I feel we would be losing something if we stopped buying Funko.
Yeah, we're losing a part of us. But also, I want to do it because we want to support the artists.
Yeah.
The people who are actually still there and working hard and trying to do, like, good things.
Yeah, like
I want to support them.
6 people that are still there or whatever.
But if they axe all the artists and the team of artists is gone, that might very well make me completely back away from Funko altogether. And then we'll focus on something like a shag carpet, because I hate this shag carpet.
Well, then
I hate it.
Why are we focusing on the shag carpet?
Because it's so easy for us to call it trash, because I hate it. It's not good for rolly chairs.
I told you that when you bought it.
You know what? You said it wasn't good because if the cats throw up in it, I won't be able to dig it out.
Well, that too. And guess what? There's big old chunks over there.
Where? You see throw up? I cleaned it all up. Well, you're probably right. I can't see it. It's all wrapped up in a shag. Funko
Getting rid of the artists is really bad. Again, because we're not going to see the heart in these pieces. But I have like what I think might be a decent analogy. I am not a fan of DC at all. If I were tasked to create artwork for a DC product, I would absolutely go to Google and I would just draw whatever's on the screen. A DC fan might know, okay, well, here's this picture of Wonder Woman, but she has this really cool power and it looks like this. And then they create something, not just Wonder Woman, but Wonder Woman using a power or doing something really cool or in like a special pose. I would be good at creating something that I'm passionate about, whether it be Harry Potter, Dexter. I'm still waiting on Dexter Pops. To all of you artists who are still there, please pitch that. We are getting rid of the people who put their blood, sweat, and tears into this who are actually fans, and we're turning to people who are just Google image searching.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
This is stupid.
I know it's stupid. Thank you. Now you're in agreement with this person emailing us.
I've been in agreement.
And everybody else. Finally, glad to have you on board finally. Welcome to the show. We're glad to have you. What do you...
I'm doing a special handshake.
Oh, okay. Okay. What was that, the scissor bump?
Yeah.
That was weird. Well, I guess we'll have to wait to see what comes next. Maybe another email or another message somewhere on social media. Somebody will tag us in something that we can talk about in regards to all this. And now I just sort of lie in wait to see what the next thing we're going to talk about, the next thing that we find out, and the next thing we sort of give our thoughts on.
You know, something that I really hope happens is to see positive changes at Funko.
Me too. I hope our next video is us talking about positive changes. We need some change, and we need good change. Yeah. We need it fast, because things are not good based on everything that we've been hearing. And I hate reading all this. I want to get back into the fun of Funko. Remember Funko Fair? I enjoyed making those videos about Funko Fair. And then we're right back here again. In every video, we like to shout out to some of our patrons from Patreon. In this video, we'd like to shout out to Pablo Perez, Sean Neal, Craig Matthews, Mac the Ball, Celestia Crawford, Josh Swan, Shane Toner, Nikki Papadop, Frank Gast, and Darth Stevie. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. We appreciate all of our patrons. You guys rock.
What do you think about everything that's going on over at Funko? Do you think it's good moves? Do you think it's bad moves? What are your thoughts? And what do you want to see come out of this whole situation? We would love to know all of that and more in the comments section down below.
All right, it's that time again. Remember, as always, we hunt together. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.